Hey y'all, it's Mo9. And are y'all feeling the weight of this world or not? Is it just me or not? It's obviously not just me because I've seen people expressing it, posting it. That viral thing with Elmo asking how we doing, where everybody's like, we're depressed. Elmo, we're depressed. Thanks. Um, that's more than just a viral experience. Everyone's kind of pressed. We dealing with a lot. The world is going through a lot. We're seeing a lot of imagery of violence and sadness and pestilence and injustices. And there's trauma with that. There's race trauma, generational trauma, all kinds of stuff. It's heavy, yo. It's heavy. I'm just pulling a little bit so we could just get some inspiration to navigate through this. Four of Cups, but of course. Nine of Swords, but of course. Two of Pentacles, but of course. And the Page of Wands with the Emperor. This is going to sound crazy. Okay, so the top cards are just really what we're feeling. Apathetic, not really with the shits. Can't really show gratitude because you're just like, everything sucks. I think personally, myself, I've gone through this thing, like, even when something is dramatic, douchebaggery, whatever, I'm just like, this is all ego, and it will not matter 1,000 years from now. Fuck this stuff, okay? Fuck this, fuck that, and fuck you, okay? Thank you. So, feels, apathy, Four of Cups, word, okay? And Four of Cups with the Nine of Swords here is very much like, it's triggering our anxiety. It's making us, feel, have a sense of inadequacy or not feeling like we're doing the right thing, we're going the right way, we're achieving the right purpose. It also makes us look at ourselves in really negative ways, beyond not doing the right thing, just not being the right thing. With the Nine of Swords here, it's a reminder, hey friend, this one reader said, the calls are coming from inside the house, girl. Just remember that this is an internalized dialogue, but don't think that just because it's an internalized dialogue, that dialogue is not affected by your outside experience. So things outside of you are changing the way that you communicate with yourself or the understanding that you have of yourself. And you got to be aware of that. And you got a lot of shit going on. Okay? Even if you are not working, don't have any kids, like whatever, nothing is going on in your life, you feel like you still got a lot of shit to go through, deal with, tolerate. I feel like in a whole, even society's like, rush, do, go, and be, have to, need, and you're like, I gotta have this. I need to look like that. I have to act like this. If I'm not this, then people are gonna think I'm that. And then I'm not this, I gotta be that. Da 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 da. It's like, girl, it's enough. It's enough. It's enough. I'm gonna clarify this Page of Wands and this Emperor. Okay. There's several scenarios here. From some of y'all, well, a lot of this is triggered through messages of unhealthy masculinity or unhealthy people in lead positions, sending out messages, communicating messages that are about their rule, their power, their strategies, their leadership, their understanding. And it's really time to look at that of the past as something of the past. So now it's important to communicate the things that are making us apathetic. Communicate about them, talk about them, write a letter about them, send your legislator. Everything, all of the above. It's time to communicate about how the past has affected us, what the past has done to us, why we need to correct these things, and then come up with strategies from which to improve these things. This is on a global level. This is on an individual level. This is on a community level. It's heavy, right? It's heavy, right? Mm. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of communication that is needed to correct this. Again, global, community, individual. A lot of people from your past are coming, everybody coming back up. I hate that message. I hate it. I hate it. Okay? I know hate is a bad, or it's is a strong word, and that's why I put it right there in that sentence. I hate when people show up from the past. What do you want? Unless we have, unless we chilling and illin', like, unless we're just picking up where we left off, having a good time, kikiing. What the fuck do you want? What do you want? What the fuck do you want? For some of y'all, it's a dad or a baby's daddy that's like swooshing back around. Bitch, what do you want? What? Go to your present and your future and leave me to hell. All right, so making friends has been hard for a lot of people. It's important to switch up your friend making routine. A lot of the people that you can talk to are people who are also fed the fuck up. You can talk to people that are fed up as well. It will help you to see that you are not alone. You can, some of y'all are in like what people call third party situations. It's like someone is you're a friend with or a romantic interest with has you in a situation where you feel like you have to compete for affection, love, or attention, or status in any way. And it's part of the things that you have a lot that's going on. And it's a lot of what people are talking about. But it's important to pay attention to how all of these things are just a lot of talking. And it's time to get out of the routine of that. The chatterbox, the gossip, the whisper over here and the whisper over there. It is distracting you and it is adding to all this apathy. Yeah, it's not keeping you inspired. It's not helping you to that king of, or excuse me, oh, king of swords, maybe. Okay, she see if she come out. The emperor with the page of wands was giving me very much self-advocacy, but communicating about what you need, how the past has affected you, how these actions have affected you, and how you don't want to tolerate them. Ace of Swords. Taking action on those things, finding out the best equipped form of action, doing it fearlessly. Y'all should make a shot game for each time I clear my throat. If you drink, you can take shots of tea or water. I don't know if you take shots of water, but yeah. As a collective, it's time to, first of all, if you're a spiritual person and your magic isn't geared towards what I call world magic and like community magic, you know, if you play a RPG, that area effects stuff, like, get to it. Do your spiritual practices that are beyond like manifesting for yourself, getting a lover, getting money. You know, there's healing magic, there's heart lifting magic, there's vibrational uplifting magic, there's, you know, our ancestors used their practices to protect themselves for thousands of years. It's time to get into that. But as a collective, we just really need to patiently move forward. There is no such a thing as an overnight. It's gonna take about as long as it took to create the mess as it is to fix it. So we need to be patient with each other as we go along this process of healing ourselves, getting back into your practice for those of you who do those things, and utilizing it on a larger scale. You will come into opposition. Okay, just remember that. You will come into opposition. Okay? So, sending the love out. Sending the love out. There's too much of that. Showing reciprocity in relationships. And not just relationships with people, like consciously with your environment, not taking more than you need. And that, you know, who really needs to stop taking more than they need. Okay, let's talk about that. You got the Queen of Wands. I'm sorry. Why is that? Okay, Queen of Wands, King of Swords. This is not the King of Swords, though. Unless there's two Kings of Swords in the deck. Anyways. And the Nine of Wands. Here's what it is. Frond. It's time to get it together. Yes. It's time to protect the parts of you. Listen to the parts of you that have been wounded by these things. Not in a sense of like if somebody was telling you what happened to them. Like this person did this and then this person did this. How will we protect this wound? It's time to come up with strategies and ideas on how to deal with this battle. It's very much giving God of War. God of War. Somebody watches or plays that. No, it's Art of War. And understanding the people or the structures that you're battling as you maneuver through them. It's being honest in the face of lies, especially about what you experienced. And who's the real wounded one here? Where is the real wound? Let's talk about it though. You can do this confidently. People are trying to go for your confidence because if you are confident in your abilities, you are confident in your strike. You are knowing of yourself and your understanding of your strike. You're confident in its blow. It's time to communicate. This King of Cups just gives me mad, like, talk about it, bro. Talk about it, 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 talk about it. And if you're not talking about it, talk about it some more. Do it again. And in healthy ways. This is to spread a knowledge and awareness. You can do it in creative ways. You could do it through your spiritual practice. You could do it through writing, art, just going out and talking to people. This is the time to communicate about. You got to talk about it, bring it to the forefront so people can address it. So yeah, I was trying to avoid saying it, but it's really like we got to protect the people that are, or the parts of us that are being put in a state of hypervigilance purposefully, you know? It's time to protect that part of us and respect that part of us, but also allow it to be our driving force, not in a way of wounds, but in a way of being determined that it may never happen again to the next person or ourselves. More in an inspiration of growth than a wanting of. See, and that's where revenge gets tricky. You want justice, right? If your revenge is aligned with justice, yes. If your revenge is aligned with just getting power, nah. Avenge yourself. Protect these parts of yourself so that it may heal and it may lead you to the goal of see, it gives you time to heal this wound, but you can also go towards the goal of stopping it from happening to others or yourself again. And it comes with that strategy, coming up with that strategy, being wise about what you want, even maybe doing research and not acknowledging where and what needs to be nurtured in your community, within yourself, globally. It's going to take time to think about. It's not, again, this is no overnight thing. And it shouldn't be, because it should be done with care and meticulously. but it also should be done accurately, and it should be swift in its approach. It's a lot. It is a lot. It's that balance. It's to find harmony. It's time to be more of a like, and I hate when people think that like being a peaceful person means that you don't know how to protect yourself. You're just gonna let people bully you. And I think it's maybe during the civil rights thing where they saw people doing sit-ins that we thought that that's what peace is. Those were demonstrations. And not even necessarily demonstrations of peace. There were monks in the past during oh my gosh, there was like a war against Buddhism or something like that. But when their temples were getting destroyed, they were like, this is all ego, whatever, just kill us. There's this one monk that's really famous for being like, if you kill me, it's ego. If I fight you, it's ego. None of this is gonna matter in like 3,500 years. So, what the fuck ever, dude. Do what you gotta do for your ego. And understanding that it's all ego, there's that. But it does not mean that you cannot protect yourself or those who are receiving injustices or those who are being put in spaces of hypervigilance. It is all ego. It is. But peace and harmony is not all accepting trauma and accepting pain and accepting people's hurts and like letting people project their stuff onto you. It's actually more of an understanding of communicating what is needed, not allowing to be overrun or pushed over or receive injustices, receive unnecessary attacks. It's like being able to protect yourself, finding harmony in your communities through communication, through honest communication about actions that were taken that were unjust, malicious, conniving, and addressing them with honesty, a direct approach, boundaries if needed, nurturing where needed, talking about what needs to be nurtured. God, I hope that made sense. It's time to be more loving to each other. Good God. Good God. Communicating in ways of growth, honesty, understanding jealousy, why it is there, because there's like, whoa. Making a choice to be more healing and caring to each other. King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. What are you telling me? I feel like this helps with growth, leadership, harvesting a bounty, and this is more like a grounding bounty of like community, people, healthy space, working together for whatever stability, financial stability, home stability that's needed. Ooh. Yeah, so it's like some things or people run by certain things want you in that state of hypervigilance because you won't be able to think straight when you're constantly under this like scrutiny, attacks, maliciousness. You can't really focus on your goal. You're on edge, so you can't really be in a state of harmony or working with others. You're constantly in a state of competition. So even if you do trust the next person, that motherfucker is in competition with you because they're caught up in the sauce. They're caught up in the inability to know self, and they just want to be a part of something. It's important to know yourself in these, and when dealing with these things. It's important to know yourself when dealing with these things. There's so much going on. It's heavy. Remember that ego thing? I don't know what else I get. Remember that ego thing I was talking about? Take time to rest so you can have a healthier understanding of like, what is just ego? What is just survival mode? What is injustice on a large or social scale? Like, what do I need to work on? Allowing your body to heal from some of the things that it has experienced. Everybody says take that time for stillness, but do you know what that means? Like actually sitting still and recognizing how many things are buzzing around you besides your mind. The vibrations of the freaking lights and the sounds of the cars and the sounds of the wind or the trees or the grass or the neighbors. And the echoes of the past all up in your head. The physical pains that you have. It's time to spend time with people that you can enjoy yourself with. And even talk about some of this BS. It's time to find space of joy amongst this craziness. It's going to help create a sense of balance. I feel like some of y'all, when y'all do have a good time or whatever, you're like, this could snap at any minute. This could end at any moment. This could stop right now. Mother effing the BOMBs over Baghdad, okay? Okay. And that kind of fear, I guess it's valid. But it's important to just recognize that that's valid. This is saying it's time to talk to people who are more loving and can nurture these they're not fears. These just like parts of yourself. People that can communicate with you about the growth of love in your life, maybe even them growing in your life and choosing, to be around you. This could be people that are already in your life or people that it's time to go meet to help you in your healing process. If anyone's in the hospital, this is somebody that's already in the hospital and they are a Gemini. They might be a nurse. Oh, it's giving night nurse, but it doesn't have to be romantic. Seek the love that you are looking for. Seek it. Be what you call it? Passionate in your pursuits. Be double-wide, but use your discernment and take your time. It is okay to open up conversation. It is okay to communicate, but you want to have a set of boundaries in, so you don't let everybody all into your space and you just not feeding all random things. And give. That's another story for another time. Okay. You want to make sure you're investing in the right things and you're cultivating things that can actually grow. Yes, there are some loving experiences that leave you empty. Um, and those are the ones that you leave behind. You don't have to remain there. You don't have to do shit. But you don't have to remain there, but you can acknowledge that, hey, the truth here is I am being outcasted. I am being pushed out. I am not being supported in this space. I'm not being supported by this following thing. And I'm about to go to the next space because I'm going to go find me some support. I'm going to go find some loving people that help fill me or help me feel grounded or help me cultivate healthy spaces for myself and others. Oh, bouncing is part of some of the drama that's going on. Drama for your mama from earlier. Look. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. So as more information about different things in the world comes out and more information about what you're experiencing comes out, there is a process of judgment. The judgment as the life experience that you went through, the judgment of the people that created the injustices or the fallacies or any of the misinformation that was given, and the process of going through that as any party involved. It's heavy. It's a lot to carry. It's what's going on. What's happening, Captain? And the only thing that's going to cut through all of this bumbo is the truth. The only thing that's going to cut through all this bumbleclad is the truth, honesty, and what actions that are followed by the understanding of the truth that comes out. What y'all gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? And then it brings it back to earlier with that Queen of Swords, that Emperor. Because the douchebags have a strategy just like the people who are trying to heal this. And it's understanding their strategy and yours. As all this, it is giving hellfire, all this judgment comes in. Everybody's being judged, but who's making the right judgment calls? It's time to acknowledge that. It's time to take action behind that. It's time to walk away from people who are not making the right judgment calls. Call them out. Well, I don't know if calling them out is a thing, but I thought of that when I saw the sword from the Ace of Swords. It might be that. It might be removing yourself from that space so that you can get back to your life. Yeah, some of y'all, it's more like gaining independence from removing yourself from some of this shit. A lot of y'all, it's like maybe you feel like you can't remove yourself because you need that paper. That, I guess it's not paper anymore. You need them digits, okay? You need them digits. And that's valid. So it's time to make the right judgment calls when dealing with said bumble. And that's how you create that stability and end those cycles. What are these positive judgment calls you say? For some of you, you already know intuitively, but we could go over it. Respecting your leadership. I said some of y'all already know it intuitively in the fucking Empress. I mean, the High Priestess showed up. Some of y'all already know what's up. Some of y'all already have a strategy for ending this shit. But the main thing is to understand your power in situations, positive, negative, spiritual, tangible. It's important to recognize your leadership, righteous or unrighteous. I don't know if that's a word. Or not righteous at all. Righteous or debauchery. I made that one up. It's time to take control, okay, of the cycles that you've been perpetually in throughout your life and recognizing what they are. Being honest with yourself about it. Especially when it comes to status, money, growth, and how it's affecting current situations. For those of you who are spiritual, you need to continue understanding of the life cycle, dimensional cycles, and the 3D, your place in the 3D, your power in all realms, you and your space in all realms. Write about it, talk to your congressman. I said talk to your congressman and 9 of Pentacles came up. So for some of y'all, that's what that is. But knowing yourself, all of it, your independence, taking that action once you get that information. All right, y'all, I gotta get going because my life, I need to continue it for the day. But I love y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. It just seems like everybody's dealing with a lot of heavy stuff right now, and it's totally valid. It's a heavy time, and I really hope this helped you guys out. You already know what it is. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.